and do good at the laning phase, and also because of the poking damage coming from this Rosa, and also you can easily get attached to this early during the teamfight. So I do think Rosa might be the hero for Nongxing this time.
Alright, and now it looks like OG are going to finalize their draft, picking up the Kaiser here. They're going to go as tanky as possible to kind of deal with this, to be that frontliner. But in terms of draft though, who are you giving the edge to?
Well, it's very hard to say actually, because for this Kaiser pick, if he really do this Kaiser well, you know, when the Kaiser is using his ulti, then he can actually block a great amount of damage dealt by this Umbrosa and also by this Irene.
Okay.
So if he play it in a wise way, I would say I would put my money on OG this time.
Okay, you're gonna put money down? Alright, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not here to gamble, but I think that I like the idea of the draft. I think it's very smart. The Lorien and the Arlie will definitely be doing a lot of the damage. You have so many guys to like CC, you've got crowd control in terms of like, you know, moving people around as well. So it adds a lot of, you know, ticks on the boxes, if you will. But if we're looking at the other side, the Nongxin one, for me, it's about this Umbrosa and the Ying.
Yes.
Are they able to find some of these, the squishier like the Lorien and the Arlie?
Well, I think like the Ying pick, the main point about this Ying pick is trying to get her eyes on this Guan Yu and try to block Guan Yu away during the teamfight.
Okay, alright, we're gonna find out. This is the third series of the day, game number 1. OG, Nongxin Red Force, who will be moving on to the upper bracket in these play-ins. Incredibly scary, and already we're gonna start with a little bit of action in this mid lane here.
A lot of skirmishes can already be seen in the mid lane. And actually, I'm really curious about how strong that Group B can be, because we've seen all the matches performed by Group A, and it all end up with a 2-0.
Yeah. So, I mean, Group A has been nothing but 2-0s. I will find out in the next, the upper bracket in terms of just how he's going to just kind of move on with that. But I think for me, Group B is the group of death, I would say, in the play-ins. I think the teams are a little bit more on a different level. Not to say that Group A are bad or anything, it's just that the competitive level is much higher, I would say, in Group B.
Yeah, I feel like players are more experienced.
Yes. Yeah, and as we go in, it looks like to this bottom lane, for me, obviously Dao Dao is that guy, right? The Kaiser, though, but it's not a really, like an assassin style.
Yeah.
He's going to be looking to keep him alive, and I think that it's more of like a protect composition, if you will.
And the shortage about this Kaiser pick is that it's not that efficient about his farming in the jungle. So that might cause a big problem in the early game of OG.
Okay, alright. But now, if we're talking about the Nongxin side, who is the one guy you're like, okay, he has to have a good game?
Well, Umbrosa definitely Rittel, and also he's the new one to Nongxin, right? Compared their Rosa to last year, so I'm looking forward to a synergy between Rittel and also Haku.
Yeah. I actually like that, right? Because Rittel, again, he was kind of coming in for Kyung-Na, you were like, where's he going to be able to fit in if we're talking about S4? Didn't have the greatest start because, again, he was trying to play, you have to play on the international level, like right away. It was a lot of pressure for him, but it looks like Rittel and Namo right now are really gelled with this team.
Yes, and you can see like how aggressive that Rittel is playing right now. Because as I said, a lot of players thought like Umbrosa can be a great counter-attack towards this Guan Yu pick.
Oh, Siri gets knocked up, he gets control, but the shields are on point. Namo with a pushback on to 663, who takes some tower shots, but he too will survive. But OG, I like this aggressive play.
Yes, and because of the Lorien, he can actually win the lane of the mid, so he rotate down fastly and make it to a 3-1 skirmishes happening at the farm lane.
Okay, let's talk a little bit. You already pointed out Rittel, right, on this Umbrosa. But in terms of the lane matchup, how does it do against the Guan Yu overall?
Well, I think Umbrosa can do great against this Guan Yu pick. So, and also Umbrosa can actually support to his team members faster than this Guan Yu around 4 minutes mark.
Okay. And I think in terms of these team fights, with like Illusion and Rittel jumping in, will really kind of create a little bit of chaos, especially on this back line. And so Ihans and Dao Dao, they need to be on point. They need to ensure that they're like the perfect security guards for like a Hem and Neil at the end.
Yes, and also they need to guarantee the vision is pretty clean for this Arlie around this moment.
Yes. By the way, what role do you play?
Wow, mid.
Okay, you're mid. Okay. Are you a Mai?
Well,
account player?
Could, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Or I can be a Xiao Qiao.
Okay.
Like simple.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. But now, in terms of this like mid-game matchup, right? I mean, the Maya on the one side, the Lorien, like how does Neil deal with Illusion as a Maya?
Well, I think Mai can be the first hand to, just open the skirmishes, but for Lorien, you need to make sure that you hope enough, and then use your skill 3 to dash in.
Got it. Okay, so it looks like the setup has been there. I mean, this 4-minute Tyrant is about to be started. Namu with the vision, but it looks like both sides right now really not looking to fully contest here. As OG, again, they're just like tethering it, but Dao Dao's not even close to this turn.
And because it's too early for both teams to, just rush the dragon, because the damage out is definitely not enough. They need to scale up a little bit more. So they are a little bit hesitant about whether they're gonna go for this dragon or not.
Got it.
They're kind of afraid of, if they just weight all their skills onto this dragon, how they're gonna handle the team fight come afterward.
Okay. But it looks like they're gonna start the Tyrant here, and they want to put the pressure on the Gnome to have to sort of react. The Tyrant getting very low, the overall outburst is not enough. They've already taken the Tyrant. Hem will take that one out, and now Dao Dao is going to be backing off. OG get that right pick off, and Gnome left wanting.
Well, you feel like OG, they have their own pace, even though we haven't seen any kills happen right now yet. But you can see like they're waiting for Dao Dao coming into this camp and try to guarantee the dragon for them in their game.
Yeah, the spacing was actually on point. Right? The way that they were able to take it, because Gnome, it seemed like, oh crap, they're starting it, we need to get there, and then we're too late. OG with a perfect fortified area, ensuring that they secured it. There was no 50-50 smite battle.
True. So it's pretty much like OG, they are presetting for this dragon.
True. And now Gnome on this other side, like we knew it was going to be close, but the net worth is still in favor of Gnome of all things. But now here comes the Razor Cavalry. They actually find him, and Haku trying to get onto the tower. He will be fine, but First Blood is going to happen elsewhere as Namu does fall. But Dao Dao fighting 1 versus 2. They're going to continue with that, but OG taking the bottom T1.
And you can see like the same trick that OG did against 3 versus 2 with this Nil coming up down and help to get that winning lane at the bottom.
Yeah, actually huge, right? Taking down Namu and then taking the tower. OG right now, that is a huge win. That's going to open things up in terms of spacing. Gnome right now they have to respond in some fashion.
Yes.
All right, but now back into this mid lane they go. I think Illusion, one thing I haven't seen too much is that he's not really rotating too much. He's kind of just sticking with it. It seems like OG are kind of spotting out where Illusion is at all times.
And the detail about that is because you can see every time when the minions coming into the mid lane, Dao Dao is always being there. So it's always going to be a 2 versus 1. So Mai and Illusion can't really get control of the mid lane.
Oh, the nice pushback. The ult was unreal by Namu, but he's going to be whittled. He's going to be focused down. IHOT's not able to find the right target. OG, again, they're trying to fight, but they can't find the right target.
I mean, like a nice ulti down by Namu, but the problem is that not sufficient for the versatile damage coming out from Notion, because we mentioned about how important Ambrosia should be there. But you can see, after the skirmishes happened, actually the positioning is not that well for Notion.
Yeah, they weren't able to. I mean, the positioning, yeah, they had to run. They couldn't really take that team fight, but that created space for Siri to take the bottom T1. So overall win, I think that they're going to be happy with that.
Yes.
All right, now into the top
lane they go. OG, they will continue with this push. No Jim ever responded in time. But the biggest factor for me is that how the game is going to go is based on these mid T1s. Both of them are still standing. Net worth is literally neck and neck.
Yes, and also the split push might be very important in the middle game.
Yeah.
And now it looks like they're going to be aggressive here. 663 with that Bitter Farewell. He heartlings on back to safety. He will be fine, but no Jim again. You got to protect your jungle as much as possible here.
You feel like you actually feel like Notion is trying to make something happen, but the problem is that you can't find your target appropriately.
Yeah.
Can't find it all. I mean, Dao Dao right there, he was not able to take the Azor, couldn't even attempt to go for the smite because it was hidden away in that brush. Too dangerous for him. Dao Dao is just looking to stay alive.
That's true. And also, like, OG, they are separated and they are making things happen simultaneously. At the top, at the bottom. So that kind of just makes some trouble for Nongqing.
Yeah, and that's the spacing, right? That's how good teams are going to play, because they're going to put pressure from all different angles, and like what side is going to actually crumble. And I think that OG have responded correctly, I would say.
Yes.
All right, now it looks like the Azure Golem is going to be taken away. DAO looking to go in. He's a little angry. He's going to be pushing on back. And it looks like Neil gets a little bit low. He's trying to stay alive on that side, but they find Haku. The pickoff has been real. Ihans is looking to run away. Ahan is going to sacrifice his own life, fighting 1 versus 3. But double kill on his way out. It looks like it's a 2-for-1 thus far. But 663 so low. He too will fall. Siri gets that pickoff, and he's going to get under the tower. They turned it around. It was just bait, and they find DAO as well.
We saw like Noshi might fell apart after the attack happened, but the thing is that Siri survived throughout the team fight and dealt like sufficient precise damage to this team. And this might be the turning point of the game, I mean.
That was definitely, it's looking to be like the tipping point, right? I think that if you're not able to kill Siri, why are we fighting, right? I mean, Haku, it's going to attract a lot, but again, Nora, please break this down.
Well, I mean, like, nice controllability coming from In this time. He actually guaranteed that Irene could be in a very safe place at the first beginning. So you can see, like, no damage actually is dealt to this series. So he can play in such a comfortable way. And everyone just played around with Siri and just pushing forward.
And it also didn't seem like Ahem was finding Siri, right?
Yes.
Like, he needs to just focus on him. Illusion and Haku are a bit of a problem, but you gotta leave Rattel and Namu alone. Those are the last guys you need to take on now.
Sure.
All right, now it looks like we've kind of entered the about the 10-minute mark. The Shadow Tyrants, you know, or the Shadow Variants are going to be spawning now, but with this slight lead, is Gnome Shim, is this going to be enough for